Hello, I'm Janet Penfold. Welcome to my very first YouTube Pilates. I trained with Body Control Pilates in 2009 for mat work. I then did reformer later on, ladder barrel, etc., etc. This year I also trained with Les Mills and passed body pump, but then we went into lockdown, so I haven't actually taught a class of that yet. But anyway, during lockdown I've been just doing Pilates on my Facebook page just to share with friends and some clients from other places that I taught that just wanted to do some Pilates. So I'm in France at the moment by a beautiful pool, so I thought for the first one we'll do it in a beautiful setting. When I get back home they might not be as beautiful, but whatever. So the first thing to know is that if you have any injuries, I have no way of knowing. I can't actually react with you. For a normal class, I'd be there walking about, making sure you're doing it right. So you have to be very mindful of any injuries you've got or whether you're pregnant, etc. Obviously, if you're pregnant, then you can't lie on your back for more than 2 minutes. And there's lots of other things that you can't do. But what you can do is if you start watching me on YouTube, you can send me messages. You can say thumbs up or thumbs down. But if you do a thumbs down, please tell me what was wrong. And if you do a thumbs up, please tell me what was right. It was great. I want to hear feedback, okay? You'll also find on my YouTube channel, I'm also a singer. There's some old stuff of me singing, but we've got a couple of gigs here in France because gigs are not happening in England at the moment. So hopefully we'll do some videos of some of that live stuff and we'll start uploading that. I say we because my friend Tim will be uploading it, not me at the moment. I'll give you my YouTube, which it's Janet Penfold, JANETPENFOLD. So just be mindful of your injuries. If you haven't got any, be mindful of your body. Pilates is very much about alignment, supporting from the core. The core isn't just your tummy, it's your back muscles, everything. Really keeping yourself supported and isolating. So what you're moving. So for instance, if I'm lifting my leg up, then I'm not compromising or sort of going to one side to sort of help. The other thing, we're going to start with squats. Strangely, we'll do a little bit of just reaching up and breathing, and then we'll start with squats. I have had 3 weeks ago an operation on my right foot for a bunion, so don't worry about it, but I have a sock on. It's very attractive, goes with the shorts. So just so that you know why I'm wearing a sock. For Pilates, you can either wear socks or bare feet. I'm going to do most of the exercises on the mat. We're just going to have a little short class today because it's very hot and because it's the first one. And we'll take it from there, really. So just be mindful of your body. I'll give you cues, I'll layer things and say, stay at this level. If you've got a bad back, don't do this, do that. But you have to be mindful of your body because I can't see you. Unfortunately, you just have to look at me. Ugh. Okay, so we'll start. I'm going to turn to the, I'm going to stay facing you. And I'm going to start with some just stretches, reaching up, breathing in, breathing down, and we're going to roll down. Okay, so I've turned to the side so you can see. We're just going to stretch, breathing in, reaching up and breathing out. I'm telling you when to breathe at the moment, but normally I am not going to tell you when to breathe. I'm very, my favourite word today must be mindful. I'm very mindful of the fact that if you tell clients when to breathe all the time, they don't move. They say, oh, should I be breathing in when I lift my leg or out? To be honest, it doesn't matter terribly. You should have connection with your breath and your body in Pilates. That is true. I'm not saying that's not true. But for the moment, I just want you to get used to moving and just breathing normally. Okay, so we'll just focus on the movement. So just stretching a bit. Now we're going to take our arms up and we're going to exhale as we just lift your chest towards the ceiling, or in my case, the sky. So what I'm not doing is this. I'm extending my upper back. So I lift my arms up and I think breastbone to ceiling. Okay. Because in a minute we're going to roll down, flex the spine forward. So let's just extend it back. Just do 2 more. It's always a good idea to have a little bit of a stretch. And last one. I've got a flower in my hair, you can't probably see it. Okay. So I tend to gabble on a bit as well. You can always turn the sound off. Bring your chin to your chest and roll down. So relax your shoulders, pull the tummy in, articulate your spine bone by bone. My feet are hip distance. I'm not going to bend my legs. I'm going to roll down as far as I can and then roll back up. So the reason I'm not bending my legs is because I want to feel a stretch, not just in my lower back, but the back of my legs as well. So shoulders up, back and down, chin to chest, breathe in, exhale down. I do sometimes talk about breath, and then you can just breathe normally. So I can go all the way to the floor. If you can't, that's fine, or that's fine. Or if you have really bad back issues, then just move a little bit, just to here even, and then back. But keep supporting with your abs. So a couple more. As I say, we're just doing a short one today. And last time. I'm gonna just hang here for a bit. There's another reason I turn to the side. These are rather short because it's hot, so there's no way I'm gonna subject you to turning all the way around. And we're just gonna bend and stretch. Bend and stretch. So as I said, my feet are hip distance apart. That's not the outside of your hips, that's in line with your hip sockets. And then we're gonna roll up. And now we're going to squat. So still, nice straight feet. When we squat, we sit back. So we hinge from the hips and the knees. I'm going to bring my arms forward just for balance and then come up. So I breathe out and this time on as I come up because that's the effort. I always have thought, or I've been taught since I did aerobics many years ago, that the breath is on the effort when you're lifting weights, etc., because it helps. So just getting the hips and knees moving. And as you come up, just pinch the shoulder blades together so you open the chest as well. One of my teachers, a lady I worked for, wonderful lady, told me not to tell people what not to do, only what to do. But the only reason I often do, because I see in a big class this. Rounded back, knees coming forwards. That is not going to help at all. So you want to keep your knees above your ankles as much as possible and sit back with a straight back. So get that sense of sticking your tailbone out. So we're just going to do 4 more today. 3, 2, 1, and we are going to come to the floor. So we're going to do hip lifts now. So if you've got a mat, if you haven't got a mat, you can just do it on the carpet. But if you've got a mat, just try to align yourself properly. So be in the center of your mat. Again, I often see people off like this. Try to get yourself nicely aligned with your head in line with your spine. This all sounds obvious, I know, but it's sometimes people don't think about it, so it's good to think about it. My knees again are in line with my hips, my feet are in line with my knees. Now that sounds stupid too, but I often see this. It's quite easy just to do the hip lift and just don't worry about your legs, but please try to keep them active. So just relax your shoulders, tuck your chin so your neck is lengthened. I've got a head cushion. You don't have to have a head cushion. If you haven't got one, you can put a sweatshirt there or a thin cushion, or you might not need one. Okay, so we are going to keep our knees hip distance apart, squeeze the glutes, lift. So as you lift, you feel your hip flexors opening, you feel the quads tightening, the glutes tightening, and you come down. Now, I'm not coming down to the floor. You see, I can put my hand there to keep the tension on. So lift and lower, lift and lower. So my shoulder blades are staying on the floor. I'm not lifting my chest up and extending my upper back. I'm just lifting and lowering the pelvis, but not to the floor. Just breathing normally and keep the weights in the center of your feet so that you're not rolling out or rolling in. It's my lovely sock, by the way. I have a variety of colours. I didn't colour match today. So this time we're going to come up, we're going to pulse. So rather than just lift, 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 you're squeezing your bum cheeks, squeezing your glutes, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. My abs are squeezing slightly, and my pelvic floor. So with your abs and your pelvic floor, or pelvic floor especially, it's a bit like having a dimmer switch for certain exercises. You turn it on a bit, some exercises a bit more and a bit more, so you just adjust it. So just what you feel is right for the exercise and the support. So I'm just pulsing, little lifts really. I did a class on Facebook this morning, so I can feel this morning's class still. And then release down. Bring the knees in and back down on the floor. Okay, so we're going to make that a bit harder. I'm going to bring my left foot into the center in line with my spine, and then I'm going to cross my leg over, completely over. So now we're going to do the same thing, but lift and keep the hips level, so you don't want to be hanging down on one side. So lower and lift, lower and lift. Just making this leg work a bit more, and also making your core work a bit more, because trying to keep level and not wobbling too much is a challenge. I might just show you a few on the other leg. Let's just see how my foot is. It should be okay, but we'll see. So 4 more, 3, so I'm really squeezing my butt. 1, come down. So place the other foot, the right foot, in the center. It doesn't matter which one you start with. Cross the other leg over. So I'm going to put most of weight into my heel, just because my big toe is the bit that's hurting at the moment. And lift, and it's fine. It's a bit wobblier, but it is okay. Squeeze and lift. Squeeze and lift. And obviously I have left enough time from when I had the operation to start exercising again. It's not a good idea to just go straight into exercising if you've just had an operation on your feet, on your arms, on your stomach, or anywhere. So I am acting under doctor's advice. Squeeze and lower, squeeze and lower, squeeze and lower. Gonna do 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and bring the feet back to hip distance. So now we're going to start layering things. We're going to do knee folds. Very simple, looks very simple, just throw it away, but you can really make it not work for you by just sort of like doing this. You need to brace the abs, squeeze the pelvic floor slightly, pull the navel into the spine, fold one leg up, keeping your foot either level or higher than your knee, so not flopping down here. The knee is in line with the hip, you bring it down. You bring the other one up. So there's no movement here. So I'm working my core, I mean not massively, but I am working my core. And each time I bring my foot down, it goes down onto the floor, hip distance. I'm not cheating by just doing this. Next level. Bring one leg up. Navel to spine so that there's no movement in the back. Float the other leg up. I love that, float. And now we're going to do toe taps. So my knees are slightly forward of my hips, because if I take them too far away, my back starts to arch and that could hurt. And then I'm going to hinge from the hip. So this is how you do it right. You might not touch the floor because your back might want to arch. So just listen to your body, squeeze the abs and pelvic floor. So this is how you do it wrong, cheat. Just move from the knee and get to the floor really quickly, and I've hardly moved my hip at all. So you keep that right angle or above and you hinge from the hips. So you're working your abs and your hips. So that's level 2. Level 3, and you need to be careful of this one, really squeeze the abs, is to take both legs away. Don't even try to touch the floor, and bring them back slowly. So without the back arching at all, take the legs away so I can really feel this working here and back. I sometimes wonder why I haven't got a 6-pack. Oh, it must be the glasses of wine I drink now again. Away and back, away and back. And now we're going to bring the upper abs into it. So we're going to crunch. So hands just to the side of your head. If they are behind your head, just don't yank your head, okay? So just there for some support. Elbows wide. We're going to curl up. and crunch and away. So don't take your legs too far away at the moment. Breathe out as you come up because you're crushing your diaphragm, so it's natural to breathe out. This is level 1. I do like my levels. Actually, level 1 could be that you're just curling up if you don't want your legs up in the air anymore. So, okay, we'll call this level 2. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Level 3, crunch, take the legs out. Crunch. Now you can take them up if you prefer. Crunch. Don't let the back arch if you're taking them out. Lower abs and upper abs. Okay, we are going to do crisscross and work the obliques. So twist, twist. Extend the leg or extend it up. Slightly easier version. Up or down. Keeping your elbows wide. Keeping both buttocks firmly into the mat so that you're not wobbling from side to side. So we're going to do 8 more. Then we're going to change position. We have 4 more. And rest. Bring the knees into the chest. Just release your neck from side to side. We're going to do some hip rolls. So have your ankles and knees together. Your arms are out to the side, palms facing the ceiling. That keeps your shoulder blades into the floor. Not out here though, because that's further you take your arms back. You see my chest lifts and my back's gone into extension, and then that could hurt your back. So keep them lower than your shoulders. We'll start with our feet on the floor. So it's a rotation of the spine, which is initiated with a hip, with your pelvis rolling. So I squeeze my legs together and my ankles together, and as I roll my hips to the right, the left foot comes off, as you can see, and I keep my shoulder blade on the floor, and that's as far as I go. I do not let gravity just pull my legs, okay? So they stay, your knees stay in the center of the triangle, so in line with your pubic bone, and then we roll the other way. So we're trying to get as much rotation in the spine without bringing your shoulder blade off the floor, because that makes you go into extension in the upper back. So just rotate and back. Level 1. Level 2, bring the knees up one at a time. Keep the knees and ankles together. We're going to roll. You might not go as far now, because if you go too far, gravity pulls you over. And then back to the center, and then roll the other way, and back to the center. Just breathing normally. I'm going to close my eyes because the sun is in my eyes. Two more each side. Keep your shoulder blades firmly on the floor. The knees are forward of your hips, otherwise it goes into your back. And last one. And bring the legs down one at a time. Full body stretch. Okay, we're going to come up to sitting. I'm going to use my leg to help me as a lever. So you push and come up, or come up however you wish. We're going to do a little bit of 4-point kneeling and then just a quick stretch. I'm not going through a full body workout today. So your knees are directly underneath your hips, abs pulled in, your hands are directly underneath your shoulders, and your back is lengthened with your tailbone sticking out slightly, okay? We're going to start with cat. I'm just going to put that underneath my foot. We're going to start with cat. So, starting with the tailbone here, pull the tummy in and tuck the tailbone between the legs and round the back. The neck just moves when the back moves. You don't wobble it about of your own accord. And then lengthen. The neck comes back, level with the spine, not up here. Breathing in, tuck under. Feel the lower back stretching and stretching between the lats here. And lengthen into a flat back. And again, tucking under. And lengthening. From here, we're going to do tabletop, which is taking one leg away parallel to the floor without shifting your weight. Now this is harder than it looks, I think. So I'm going to slide my left leg back. In my case, I will lift it because of my foot. I'm going to put more weight into my, no, sorry, my right leg. More weight into my right hand. Pull my tummy in, take the leg back and lift it just level, not all the way up. So you want to try to keep your pelvis in neutral so that it's basically, it's not lifting on one side. And then you bring it back, place your knee hip distance. And I'm going to place more weight into my left hand. You can tell I don't know my left and my right. Stretch the leg away. Keep the neck in line with the spine, so try not to let it flop down. Get that sense of pressing away from the mat with your hands so that you feel the space between your shoulder blades and you're not dropping. And then bring it in. Okay, other leg again. Take it away. Lengthen. Feel the support here. Bring it back. One more on the other side, and then we're going to do the opposite arm. Make sure you do the opposite arm. But do the leg first to start with. So take your leg away. Lengthen the opposite arm and hold. So try to keep nice and still, and then bring your hand back and your knee back, or the other way around. Take the other leg away, take the other arm away and hold. So really testing your ab strength here and your stability. One more each side. You can do it at the same time, but only once you've really got control here. So you can take them both away and hold. Bring it back. Away. Ooh, I can rest my foot on the wall here. And hold. And then we're going to sit back and stretch. So just a short introduction today. We're going to sit our butt right back onto our heels. Feel the lower back stretching through the ribs, through the lats. Just breathing normally. And then I'm just going to swivel around, stretch out the back of my legs. So sitting up nice and tall, all 5'4" of me. Breathing in, keeping the legs straight. Exhale as you round the back over the flexed, the legs and the flexed feet. If you can't reach your feet, it doesn't matter. Don't take a shortcut and bend the knees. You're trying to stretch the backs of your legs and your lower back here. So you need to keep them straight. And once more, breathing in and out. And a little variation. Breathe in. Now split the arms and twist without shearing the legs. Exhale over. Opposite arm to opposite ankle. This arm goes away and I've twisted my spine as well. So 2 for the price of 1. Coming up. Breathe in. Exhale, but rotate first and reach. Okay, and then one last thing. I'll just sit facing you. Just open the chest. Shoulder blades slide towards each other. Turn the palms, thumbs down. And then breathing in and breathing out. One more time. Breathe in. Clasp the hands. Exhale over to the side. So you can have your legs crossed here. I just don't want to do it with my gammy foot. Or you can do this standing as well. Breathe in, exhale over. Okay, thank you very much. That is the end of today's class.